Okay, so this is part two. I just met my friend from the village there. We were just sharing the wonderful weather, the wonderful colors, the wonderful air. The sun is out. Everything is feeling fresh after the rains here. So, how do we discover, how do we come to realize that what we believe to be true isn't true? Well, there's a really easy way to do it, and that is to begin to directly examine our experience. And so I'm just going to move that camera a bit because I want to get some background in it. So how do we do it? We begin to look directly at the nature of our experience. And this might be tricky to start with because we're so used to seeing it through the belief system, through what we think it is. And so to begin with, we have to look really, I wouldn't say carefully. We have to peer directly at something and see what's there. So we can start with the visual field, right? And we could just choose something plain to look at. Like I'm looking at the road down there. And I relax the description I have. It's a road, there's leaves. That's always going to appear, right? No matter what we're experiencing, our minds will give it, some name, right? But we can just relax that and look at actually what is my experience. And as I relax and look and, oh yeah, and I'm just seeing like shimmers of color. Shimmers of color. The colors are definitely changing, they're not consistent. I can't say exactly what color anything is, and it appears to be moving. Ever so slightly moving. Maybe I'm moving, maybe it's moving. There's movement. And without the description, without the language, I can't know what it is. It's just colors. A sea of colors. It's like a sea of colors is appearing. And then I might turn my attention to listening. And I have these sounds of birds in the water, there's the descriptions of it. But letting that go a moment, what is that sound? It's like a vibration, like a mysterious energy. Is it separate from the visual field? I can't find a separation. I can't find it separate. And then I notice my attention is always moving. It's like I try and listen in to see what is that sound, and then my attention's moved again. It's very slippery. It's like really difficult to try and get hold of a sound and know what it is. The same with the visual field. The more I look at something to see what it is, the more I see it changing. I see like I can't pin it down. I really don't know unless I revert back to my beliefs about it. Then I could say, oh, it's a tarmac and there's some leaves on it, right? And that's a description, but that isn't my direct experience. My direct experience is this shimmering kind of colors and like speckles and, And I look at the tree and I see all these different colors of the tree. And hola. And you know, my visual field doesn't tell me it's a tree. It's just this myriad of colors that I can't really pin down. You know, I look at the leaf and I say it's yellow, right? Mine says yellow. But when I look at it, it's kind of like shining with light, white and brown in there and different colors, and it seems to be changing. The more I look, the more I see it's impossible to pin it down exactly what it is. And this is how we find direct experience, right? And to start with, you think, well, no. You're just playing mind games, right? But the more we look, the more we'll confound ourselves and discover that we were wrong. That the actual experience, including the experience of being this body and being these thoughts, it's just inscrutable, it's indescribable. There's no way we can get hold of it, any of it, to say what it is, you see. And the only reason we think we can get hold of something to say what it is we have to revert to our description of it. And we say, well, there's a leaf, I can pick it up. But that isn't our direct experience of it, right? What is the direct experience? We might have the visual field. We might have the feeling of textures in our hands. What are those feelings, those textures? What does it really tell us about the leaf? What does our visual field tell us about the leaf? And we'll find that we simply can't say. We simply can't say what it is. The more we practice this, the more we realize that there's a vast difference between what we experience and the descriptive framework that we usually employ. And in that gap is the beginning of the end of suffering. Okay, I hope that's of value. And there will be more videos about this subject, many, many more. So if it doesn't make any sense, hopefully the next ones will. Thanks for listening.